Hey, everybody out there. Just some thoughts. And so I was just listening to people, and if you ever watch anything on YouTube or on some of the other ones, Twitch does the same thing, I believe. I don't believe Discord does, but when you live stream stuff, a lot of the platforms, if you have questions, they let you pay people. And it's funny when people complain about some of the money in politics, and I do complain about the money in politics, but you can see how it works with the same aspect of the type of super chat. So, like in for YouTube, you have all these people that are talking. So it's all the people that donate money to a political campaign. Say they donate the $1, the $5. Like wow, oh, okay, somebody might answer your question if you donate 10. But they really start talking about those people that start giving $50, $75, $100. They will immediately answer that person's question. It's kind of like government. They're greedy. Or not necessarily greedy per se, but they will pay attention to whoever throws more money at them. And most people that are wealthy, they're the ones that get their questions answered. And so I just thought it was a funny analogy. And another way to look at it is, say you are at a bar and you order drinks and the bill comes out to $10. You hand the bartender 20, and they go to get change. You say, no, you keep it. That bartender is now going to pay attention to you when you come back up to the bar for more drinks. You may not necessarily every single time give them that $10 tip, but they will remember the fact that you gave them a $10 tip, which goes in turn of when most people, if they might give a $1 tip or no tip at all, they're going to remember you. So it's kind of the same thing with the money with the government. And so I wrote some stuff down because I was thinking about it. And the United States, I think that when people talk about how we're not a family, I think it proves the way that things are going right now. We are a family. We are totally a family because of the fact that only families, when there's a problem, they will not talk about it. They will not discuss it with anyone. They try to sweep it under the rug, keep it in the dark, whatever it is, until it becomes too overbearing that we finally start talking about it. And another strange thing is, the people of the United States, we're all like fingers. So the way that I think of it is, the government is our country, or our hands, I guess. Not our country. The government is our hands, and they're controlling us. And our fingers are, well, right now we're working with broken fingers. And when we're broken, what I mean by we're working with broken fingers we're not working to our full potential. We're not we're not using the full potential and facilitating the full maximum potential of all of our fingers. So say that, like you have your pointer fingers, they're fractured or that they're strained. It's you can still kind of do work, but it's tough. Or you have your thumbs, if they're broken and it's tough. So in a country, we're working with some of our fingers work, and instead of addressing the problems that there are, we're just going to go and say, it'll be fine, it'll heal on its own. Well, if you've ever had sprained, strains, broken bone, if you don't actually go and fix the problem, and when I mean fix the problem, go see a specialist, go see it get treated properly, it's not going to heal properly. And that's kind of where we're at. And that has to do with some of the history that we have in this country. People like to talk about it, some people don't. And it's part of the problem. One of the main problems is the education system. And part of that is, so I wrote this down because it was thought in my head that the education system that we have, it does not teach how our government works. So when we get rid of civics class, when we don't talk about our pivotal role in American history or our pivotal role in world history together with some of the things that we do, how it affects change in other places and comes back to us. The whole purpose of our government and the education system stopping the way that we teach civics and how government is run, voting, how it works, how you can best affect change in it, it's to atrophy our freedoms. And it's to atrophy the people so that they don't know what their freedoms are, so that we assume what they are, so that we don't realize the freedoms that our own government is taking away from us, that they're taking away from us with their different laws, through watching TV, watching movies, and being stuck on sports and celebrities with how they tell us, oh, well, this is your freedoms. But if we don't educate ourselves, because the government doesn't want to educate its people, they want to educate the people so that, well, we're basically little worker drones. So we are like ants or we're like bees. We do our task and that's it. But when you educate yourself, you realize what you do have for freedoms and what you don't have for freedoms, and what you get taken away from our freedoms. And that's part of the problem with the public education system, is it takes away a lot of our freedoms and does not give us a chance to get them back. And majority of the problem is how we have elections and who we have elections of. And it's multifaceted, and the best way to help that is your local elections. I know people like to only talk about or come out every 4 years for a president, or they might go and talk about how their Senate and their House, but they don't really talk about their aldermans if they're in a major city, their board of directors, their a lot of their city council members. So you have to do our best to pay attention to that so it doesn't erode our freedoms, and so we don't atrophy the freedoms that we all have. And we have a lot of them. You know, they're written in the Constitution and in the Bill of Rights. And they do their best to help people out, and they are not perfect, but nothing ever is. So we have to work together to facilitate the betterment of all of us, not just one group, because that doesn't help. We are a giant melting pot, and we are all better together when we are. We're better when we're together than when we're separated. And we have to work through this growing pains that we're having if we want to come out on top as a country and make the betterment of our country for the future of our children. I personally do not have children, and I personally do not want children. That is a choice that my wife and I made well before we got married and when we first started dating. But for everybody else out there that does have children, I want the best for your children and your children's children. Because I know I'm not going to live forever, but somebody else has to take the torch later on. And the best way to do that is through education and learning what our freedoms are. So anyways, this is me using my voice. Remember to use yours, and much love, everybody, and don't be a mushroom. All right, take care. Bye.